All right, part 2 on recording or mixing a multi-track thing in Garageband. So we've got all of our tracks on here. Let's say on this rhythm guitar, I want to add some kind of effect on it. So right now it sounds like this. I'm just going to solo the guitar. Okay, so that's just how the guitar was recorded. So I'm going to add some effects on here to make it sound different. And what you can do here, if your track looks like this, you go up here to the upper left, look for this smart controls thing, and I'm going to click that, and that opens this up down here. And sometimes it just looks plain like that. So here you can control the compressor, the EQ, that kind of stuff. If you hit this I button for inspector, now it shows all the controls on here, and we've got plugins down at the bottom. So I want to add some more plugins. So the EQ is turned on. I can turn on the compressor too. And notice if I hover over here, it gives me a spot to add some more effects. You got tons of stuff to choose from. Since it's a guitar, I'm going to try out the pedal board. This is a pretty cool feature in GarageBand. So that opens up all of these effects pedals that we can throw on there. So first of all, I want to try out this wah pedal. So I'm just going to drag this on here. Now let's hear the difference. So that's with it on. There it's off. I can change the mode. I can also change, this is one of the pedals that you can press on, so I can click and drag it. So this is me just pushing on it, but I could go into the settings and automate this so that whatever I do, it does that automatically. Then let's put on a couple more. Let's
You should let me go put these on.
have the, yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's do the spring box. So this is like a reverb thing. That's without it. That's with it. Okay. So now let's say during the song I want to start out with this wah pedal on, and then I want the wah pedal to turn off and just sound normal the rest of the song. So here's what I'm gonna do. I didn't record any of it. So right here where this dot is, that's where I want the wah pedal to turn off. Okay, so to start out with, you need to push this button to show automation. And see how that added this thing that says volume. If I turn it off, that's gone. If I turn it on, it shows volume, and then there's a line here that shows the volume level. So that means I can control the volume, make that go up and down. But in this case, I want to control the effect, not the volume. So I'm going to switch this to pedal board. I can control any of these things that I want, but I'm going to do pedal board, and I want to control the wah and pedal state. That means on and off. So pedal state. And here it is. It's turned on right here. And then I'm going to add another keyframe, and I'm going to drag it that way. So right here, it's going to turn off. Let's see if that works.
It's a groovy beat. It's like whatever. Oh my god. Looks like it did work.
Yeah, it did. Can you hear the difference there? Okay, let's do the same thing with the pedal position. So now I can start it all the way down, and I can have it move up and move it up again. Here we go. You see the pedal moving by itself?
No. That's scary.
Let's bring it back down here. Okay, and then it's going to shut off. Then let's say after that I want the spring box to turn on. So it starts out off, and then right here I have that turn on. There we go.
Sounds like the Eagles.
That's some bars.
That's some bars. That sounds like the Eagles.
Okay, so that's how you turn effects on and off.
What the heck?
And basically anything on any of these effects, the time, tone, style, that has a setting on here. Well, maybe just the tone does in the mix. Okay, so once you have the volume set on each track, you've got your effects set. What you don't want to do is put some weird effect on there and have it last the whole song, because then that gets really annoying for the listener. So it can be cool in short amounts, like just for part of the chorus or something like that, to put some effect on their voice. But if you have their voice sound weird the whole song, then no one wants to listen to that for very long. So make sure if you experiment with effects, you just have them turn on and off briefly. Now, once you're done and you're ready to export, here's the trick. See, if I slide all the way over to the end of the song, what is going on here? Oh, I'm zoomed in. See how the song ends here, but then it's still this light gray until, see this line here?
Yeah.
So that's where the song actually ends when I export it. And I don't know why they put these two things in the exact same position, like this little dial where you zoom in and out, but right behind it is this little arrow that marks the end of the song. So you want to click that and drag it to just a little bit after where the song ends. Otherwise, if it's out here, when I export it, I'm going to have like 2 minutes of silence at the end of my track.
My day, the first time.
Yeah. So just drag that to the end. And then to export the song, you hit Share, Export Song to Disk. And usually you're going to want to export it as AIF. That's uncompressed. But in this situation, since we're going to upload it to Canvas, and it's not a song that we really care about, do it as an MP3. But still go in here and choose highest quality, and then hit Export. And then it'll go through and do that. And I'm going to show you one thing I'm going to be looking at when I'm grading these things.
Wait, we have to do this?
Yeah, thinking of all the instruments. In a normal song, what's the loudest part of the song?
The climax.
Drums, maybe? The climax is louder? But
Whoops.
instrument-wise, what's the loudest?
Drums.
No.
Anyone think?
Voice.
Guitar?
Just
Voice.
kidding, I don't know.
Usually the voice is the most prominent thing.
'Cause it's the
Like if I pick any song on my iTunes, chances are the voice is going to stand out above everything else. Unless it's one of those 90s grunge bands where they're trying to hide what they're saying, you know. I think even Nirvana made the voice stand out, though. So in this situation, yeah, in this situation right now, the voice is a lot quieter than everything else, right? Especially the drums. And once this lead guitar comes in, so if you turn this in and I listen to it and it sounds like that, where it just sounds way out of balance, then I'm going to mark you down for that, because that's
so are you gonna send us like
that's one of the things. Hold on. That's one of the things you got to pay attention to when you're mixing things is what instrument do you want to stand out? And what do you think the audience is going to want? So in this case, like the solo is way too loud compared to everything else. And let me show you something here. I've got 2 files. So I exported this as it is, and then I imported it into Audition. Here's what the file looks like. So for most of the song, we're getting to hear it about -9, maybe up to -6. And then over here, the guitar solo comes in. The guitar's getting us up to -3. But I can tell just by looking at this that overall the whole thing's too quiet. The whole song is too quiet because here's another song that I opened from my iTunes. See a difference? Compare that one to this one.
So you want it to be loud?
Well, you want it to be more uniform. You don't want it to gradually get louder and louder like this. Otherwise, people, they're listening to it, and then they have to keep turning the volume down while they're listening to it. They're like, whoa, why is it getting loud? Or the other problem is, I listen to this song. You know, I'm listening to it in my car stereo. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of quiet. I'll turn up the stereo. Okay, that sounds about right. And then the next song comes on. Right at the wrong part. So now every other song that I play after that one's going to be way louder than that. So I'll have to turn it down.
That was Kendrick!
Yeah. So notice, just looking at this, you can tell the whole song is pretty uniform, right? Except here in the middle, and that's probably where the instruments cut out.